We're working on the song Sweet Sue, and we're in the key of G. In Sweet Sue, we're going to begin with an A minor to a D7 chord, and I want you to listen to how the target note of the melody is this A note. Okay, so as we note that, our first chord changes are an A minor to a D7. In the key of G, G, A is our 2 chord and it happens to be minor. So let's find that A note. And if I wanted to build my A7 chord, I would have an A block. One of the things that Katie G teaches a lot is this block. This is the A minor block. Root, flat 3rd, 5th, flat 7th. Okay. Now, we have a dog outside who's very unhappy here. Now, we're going to go ahead and add a couple more notes there, leading us to the D7. Let's add the second finger so that we have a scale. And then there's our A that we can land on beat 1 of the D. So I'm going to add our band here, and we're going to go ahead and play that. Sorry, let me get this a little bit slower. Here we go. A minor scale. Again, A minor, D, 2, 3, 4, A, D. So that's one way to travel from one chord to the next. Now, we've been talking a lot about chromatic notes inside Fiddle School, and so I'm going to introduce you to a couple chromatic notes in this video, and in the next video, I'll give you a couple more. It is really nice to be able to walk 8 to 8th notes up to the downbeat. And to do that, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Our 8th note here would be the A note. So to be able to get to the A on beat 1, we have to add a note. We can do that by either going back to a note. That time I went down to E. Try that with me. 2, 3, 4. Now let's go back to the G. Actually, we're on the G. Let's go down to the F sharp. 3, 4. And that's always a great thing to do, to be able to double back and then go up to get to your landing spot. But if we wanted to be a little more sophisticated, we could take the flat 7 of the A minor, make it a G sharp, a major 7th, leading in to that A note. So now I'm a half step below the chord tone that I'm arriving to, which happens to be the 5th of the D7. So you can feel your block, and you can feel the scale, and you can feel the chromatic. By feel, I mean feel what that feels like in your fingers. Notice those notes. All right, so let's try this chromatic along with our band. Here we go. One more time. Now double back to E. Back to F sharp. Chromatic. nice number of notes. Okay, so this video was all about using the flat 7 to the major 7 to the root. And essentially, you can add that chromatic motion, but you can even dig a layer deeper and go, okay, if I'm landing on a chord tone, what is the half step below that chord tone in any song? And can I practice and hear what it feels like and sounds like to land a half step below that chord tone to lift me into my landing spot? All right, that is your minor 2 to your 5/7. The next video will be the 5/7 down to the 1 with 2 chromatics.